All right. Now that we have defined the ingress file and all the other necessary resource files like services, deployments, PVC, secrets and all, now let us proceed to understand holistically how these things work. Okay. So first, the entry point for the traffic to enter into our cluster application is this ingress as we have previously discussed, right? So upon hitting this path, which matches the prefix, it will invoke this service. Okay, the service with the name web service. So what is the service whose name is web service? That is nothing but as defined in web service YAML file according to this name in the metadata. Okay, so this service, it is attached to the component, the pod whose component is wishlist app. So where is that defined? In the web deployment. Okay, so here the template whose component label is wishlist app, like this. Template indicates support, right? So this is the component attached to that pod or pods of the deployment, and the containers, the container it uses is this thing, right? So on what basis or on what app is this image formed? It is formed based on this app. Okay, this app folder, app project. So inside that mainly we have this main.py, models.py, requirements.txt, uwsgine, which will be used by the framework, the Flask Triangulo Flask image internally. Okay, so this is the previous application, and based on all this entire application, this is defined. This image is built, correct? Then we have also defined some of the environment variables, right? So this image is based on this app project, right? So this contains name.py, models.py and all. So let us go to main.py. In main.py, we have got all the OS environment variables. Here, what does the OS environment variables refer to? They refer to the environment variables which we have defined in the web deployment.yaml file. All these things. Okay, so the Redis host is this Redis host, which is nothing but the Redis service. Now, what is this Redis service? This is nothing but this Redis service.yaml file. The name of the service is Redis service, this thing, based on this. Okay, so basically when we apply all the YAML file configurations of this k8s folder, all these Kubernetes resources will be formed, right? So all these are objects, deployment service, all these different kinds of objects. These objects are formed, and then this web deployment can be able to access all these things, because Redis host is nothing but the Redis service, which uses the Redis pod internally, because this Redis service is attached to the pod whose component is Redis. And whose component is Redis? Under this Redis deployment, this one, right? Okay. And also the Redis port is 6379, just like defined here. Okay. And then the Postgres host is Postgres service. This is also defined in Postgres service file according to the metadata name. Okay. And also similarly, the username, which is defined in the Postgres deployment in the environment variables, right? This one, and Postgres DB, Postgres password, all these things. Okay, but the password is not given directly. We have encrypted it using the Kubernetes secrets object, and we are referring to that encrypted secret in the form of this value from secret key reference name and key. Okay, so this is the holistic approach how these different things work. So basically we will be applying all these YAML configurations in the k8s folder, and all these resources will be formed, and after they are formed, when they refer to these things, from the main.py, they will be extracting all those things. So here app.config SQL Alchemy database URI. So we are connecting to the database based on the Postgres user, Postgres password, host, and port, and database, all these things based on the configurations we have given here. And these are nothing but the Kubernetes. Some of them are Kubernetes components, right? So basically everything is coded in the form of Kubernetes required resource configuration files. And also here the Redis things. Okay. So I hope you are clear now about the holistic approach, how different things work. So next, let us have to go to the next step of pushing this entire code onto the GitHub, and then creating a Kubernetes cluster on GCP, pulling this repo from there, and applying all these configurations to make our application ready. Okay. So before even doing that, let us make sure that our YAML files are free of indentation errors. So we can validate that online. So I just searched for YAML validate online, and I would prefer this JSON formatter.org. So when I open this, I will be able to see an interface where I can put my YAML code on the left side, and it will be telling if any errors are there or if the YAML is valid or not on the right side. Okay, so let us go ahead and paste the YAML configuration file of our deployment. Okay, so this is my web deployment.yaml. I'm going to Control and A to select all the text of this file, and Control and C to copy it. Now I will be switching to the online YAML validator. On the left side, I'm pasting it using Control V, and click on validate YAML. So it shows there is an error at line 16. What is line 16? This one. So image, we have to give 2 spaces so basically we are defining all these properties for one of the containers in the containers section of this deployment, right? For each pod, the containers section, for one container, these should be the properties. So all of these should maintain some alignment. So that is the reason we want to properly indent all these things. So basically this image should go in the same level as name, and all the other following things too. So the ports should be in the same level as name and image, and this container port should be inside the ports, right? Like this. Okay, then n validate it. So now this name and value should be in the same level, right? Okay, so we will do the same thing for every pair. Okay, so it's inside means 2 spaces we have given here, right? And the same for everything. Let us validate it again. Now it shows valid YAML, right? So now let us take this and paste it inside that. So again, I'm selecting all of this text, copying it using Control C, and pasting it in the Sublime text editor where I have defined the web deployment. Control All, remove, paste it, save it, Control S. Okay. So similarly, let us check for all the other files. So I'm copying the web service YAML configuration and putting it in this. Okay, I'm removing all this and validating it. Validate YAML. So it shows valid YAML, right? So it's fine. Now let us proceed to check the Postgres deployment. I'm copying everything using Control A and Control C. and now pasting it over here. Validate YAML. So again, it shows valid YAML, right? So let us refresh it again. So now it is empty. Now I will copy it. So it shows YAML is valid, right? So Postgres deployment is error-free with respect to indentation. And let us go to Postgres service, copy everything and paste it in this interface. Validate YAML, it is again valid. So I'm going to remove this so that again I can use it. Now let us proceed to check the Redis deployment. Copy it, paste it here. It's valid, right? So now just for the sake of checking, if I just backspace this and validate it again, it shows this error is there in line 23, right? So I'm recorrecting it and validate and yes, right? So there is no error with Redis deployment file. Now let us proceed to check the Redis service file. This one, Control A, Control C, and switch to the interface, paste it, and validate it. So it's valid again. Again, let us proceed to check the ingress file, Control A, Control C, and this valid YAML. Now finally, database persistent volume clean. I'm copying this and switching to this interface. It's valid, right? So it seems to be valid everywhere.